Mintlaw Academy is an excellent example in Aberdeenshire of where all staff bring their best self to work each day. And I'm not just referring to the teaching staff at the school. Literally everyone that works in this building comes to work every day with an understanding of how they can make a difference to our school community. All staff have the well-being of our pupils at the forefront of everything they do at Mintlaw Academy. That collective understanding allows everyone to take a role in leading the improvement of the school to enhance the experiences for our pupils at Mintlaw Academy. And some examples of this can come from any member of staff in the school. So if I start with the janitors, they really do go above and beyond every day with what they do. They're excellent problem solvers. They're always looking to make a difference to the pupils. They don't just see their job as something they do separate from the teachers. They understand that they're part of a collective and that they're all working towards making sure that Mintlaw Academy is the best place it possibly can be. The canteen staff, an excellent example for them would be the work that they do around transition. They change their timings, they make the day a wee bit shorter to make sure that our new first years can get an understanding of what it's like to use the canteen. And that's not easy for them, and they understand that they have to do that to make sure that the kids get the best experience they possibly can.
The role of the principal teacher of additional support for learning requires a high degree of flexibility and knowledge of the school to successfully meet the needs of our pupils. Success depends on teamwork, not just in the department, but in our whole school community. By keeping the pupil as our focus, we can tap into the skills of teaching, non-teaching staff and peer mentors across the school to provide the right support. We respect each other's roles and are aware that we have a shared responsibility in meeting the needs of the pupil. Pupil support assistants and ASL teachers have leadership roles within our team and in the school in general.
The pastoral care staff and the additional support for the learning department are also a good example of that. They always treat everybody the way that they would want to be treated, but at the same time it's obvious that they are focused on the pupils, focused on their learning first and foremost, their well-being, and they go out of their way to make sure that happens, and they put in an awful lot of hours that they don't get paid for.
One of the things that consistently visitors to the school comment on about Mintlaw Academy is just how welcoming the school is, and I think that is very much a result of collectively staff working together to try to promote a welcoming and positive approach. I think the sort of atmosphere and the ethos of Mintlaw Academy very much starts at reception when guests sign in with our ladies at the front office, and it's reflected in staff across the whole school community.
The teaching staff in this school, and I mean every single one of them, always give of their time selflessly. They really do put the pupils first. They make sure that the pupils have whatever they need, even if that means staying late, coming in early, giving up lunchtimes, giving up intervals. They're excellent, and the best way I can describe them is they're completely selfless. And they're all one big team. You know, all those people I've mentioned there, a lot of people see schools as, you know, compartmentalised, different staff doing different jobs for different reasons, but at Mintlaw Academy we all do the same job. We all look after our pupils, and we all respect each other in that, and there's a real camaraderie at the school.
At Mintlaw Academy, our core values are respect, aspiration, inclusion and success, raise if they're all grouped together. Those values are not just words, they are very much a key focus for our whole school assemblies. The words themselves are around the school with exemplification of what all 4 words might actually look like, and in conversations with pupils, conversations which are sometimes positive, sometimes conversations which are a little bit more challenging, and we very much use those words. Respect is one that we particularly do try to promote with every single member of our school community, pupil and staff. Leadership is very much a key focus here at Mintlaw Academy. In terms of leadership opportunities for staff, we at this point in time have got 1 acting deputy head teacher post, and in fact we have 6 additional acting principal teacher posts, ranging from achievement through skills to literacy and numeracy. Really key and important opportunities for staff and a staff and structure in secondary schools in Scotland, that there are slightly fewer opportunities for formal leadership than there may have been 10 years ago. In addition to that, we also have 6 leadership groups which take forward the school's key agenda items as part of our improvement planning agenda, and we have individual members of staff, in most cases unpromoted, heading up each of those leadership groups, and as I say, very much feeding into the ongoing work of the school.
This past year I've been given the opportunity to chair the family learning working group, which has been really beneficial for me. I don't really see myself as a natural leader, but being given this opportunity has been beneficial, as it's given me a bit of confidence, and it's been quite, I'm given creativity in the role, and I'm able to do with it what I would like, obviously guided by my other members of staff within the working group, which has been really positive. At Mintlaw Academy, this has materialised in many ways. So this term we've been working on creating lots of videos to help parents be able to advise their kids best for subject choices. We've also had a maths event where kids came in with their parents, parents came in themselves to actually be taught a maths lesson, which got really, really good rave reviews from the parents. They really enjoyed it, and we're hoping to branch that out to more subjects in the coming year, particularly English.
So I think leadership is available to everyone in the academy. First to third years get the opportunity to be part of the People's Senate, which is a huge leadership role, because they get to put not just their own ideas forward, but everyone else's ideas forward. In 4th to 6th year, you can be a prefect from 4th year all the way up to 6th year, with also having the chance to become house captain. And this year, I got the chance, along with everyone here, to be part of the senior school executive, which is, again, a huge leadership role.
So a while ago I got the opportunity through the school's bulletin to do some work with the Scottish Parliament, and that led to me working with 2 of the biggest youth charities in Scotland. And for about 2 years we created events, one of which was broadcasted on STV and another was put on Glow on YouTube, and we were working really closely with the First Minister to encourage youth participation in politics.
My role as Deputy Head Boys allowed me to meet key members of the council and have discussions with them about how our school's getting on in comparison with the rest of the area.
As well as the prefect body itself, we have S1 leaders, we have S2 leaders, we have a very, very well organised and proactive pupils' senate made up of S1 to S4 pupils, and we also have a senior school executive made up of the 4 senior prefects and house and sports captains. Particularly pleasing for us at Mintlaw was the fact that in a recent customer service excellence assessment, leadership was noted as a key strength of the school.
So at Mintlaw Academy, we are clear on what is expected of us, and we ask for clarity if we're unsure. It was a really exciting project I was able to work on, where we took the whole school improvement plan, and as it's quite a big document, it's sometimes a little bit difficult for people to access. We took it and created a sketch note, so we now have a single A3 piece of paper with little sketches and annotations to represent the things that we are good at, the areas we need to improve upon, and it just makes it a wee bit easier for the staff, parents and even pupils to access these pieces of information, making it more clear and just easier communication between senior leadership and the rest of the team here at Mintlaw.
At Mintlaw Academy, we work with our community for our community. Living in a rural area, it's essential for us to have very strong links with local businesses. At our recent business dinner, we had over 40 members of the community attending, including businesses, parents, pupils, councillors and representatives from the authority, to celebrate the work that's undertaken by our local businesses and our young people.
I think there are so many opportunities we have to do a lot of things in the community. So like in Essex, we can do a subject called Inspiring Our Future, which lets us all do work-related learning. So on Fridays, all of us go out on work placements. So I want to be a teacher, so I'm able to go to one of the other academies in the authority, and I know Molly goes to a primary school. There's loads of people doing different things. I know it's mainly teaching we do, but people are out at different firms. So someone's at a construction firm. I think they've had people in kitchens and things like that before. So it's a really good opportunity for us to get out of school and get some good work experience.
So the business dinner, which alternates with a business breakfast, is to showcase the work and to showcase the partnerships, and for all to see the positive working relationships we have to ensure that all young people at Mintlaw Academy have the opportunity to explore different career areas so that they can all achieve and sustain a positive destination upon leaving school.
With family learning, we're wanting to bridge the gap between the school and the wider community, so that people are, learning together. They get the opportunity to learn with their parents. It makes the school kind of proactive in making opportunities for, carers and children to learn at the same time. Makes learning more interactive. There's lots of different things we can do with it.
At Mintlaw Academy, we communicate clearly and honestly with each other. First of all, communication is one vital thing within a school, otherwise it leads to confusion. So it needs to be succinct and easily accessed. We've got various systems at Mintlaw Academy which can replace a face-to-face conversation with someone when that's not possible. We have an email system, we have Teams on Glow, and Skype telephony also works within the school. So we're able to access the information we need when we need it. In our school, the senior leadership team certainly is upfront and open with the communications that they give to us. Certainly some things have to be confidential, that's absolutely fine as long as that's explained to us. Because senior leadership is so open with their information, I think this also filters to faculty level, and this certainly helps to preserve the integrity of our school.
At Mintlaw Academy, we ensure that we are safeguarding our pupils through effective communication. In my role as a pupil support worker, young people often share personal information with me. They do this knowing that anything that makes me concerned for their safety will be passed on to the relevant members of staff within the school. It is important that young people are offered confidentiality to help assist them in dealing or working through any issues, but they also need that information to be passed on where appropriate and to the appropriate person in order for them and those around them to be safe.
As a support service, we strive to ensure an excellent level of customer service, meeting the needs of all customers, pupils, parents, staff and the wider community. We pride ourselves in such an approach and admit when we get things wrong, taking on board feedback from our stakeholders.
At Mintlaw Academy, we use information and skills to make the right things happen. It's really important that young people are given time to develop and nurture their skills so that they are ready for life and the world of work. In my role as Principal Teacher of Skills Development, we have developed a skills-based course for S1 and S2 pupils. This course addresses the transferable skills that are most desired by employers. The hope is that when pupils leave Mintlaw Academy, they can clearly talk about the skills they have acquired here and how to use these in the world of work.
So some of the first decisions that we made as senior school executive was to do with the prefects and how they did their duties and how we regulated that to make sure that they were actually attending. And since we've done that, there's been a huge positive change in attendance and the attitude of our prefects.
Also through the senior school executive, we've been listening to prefects and the general student body about the stairs. So a lot of pupils had complained the signs were too confusing, they didn't know where they were going. So recently we had the signs stripped down to just say up only, down only, and now the pupils are feeding back with a lot of positive feedback saying they know which stairs to use and they're not getting shoved when they're coming up and down. And that's been a really effective decision, not just by us, but it's benefited the whole school community.
Another thing in which we helped out in was a rule about the canteen. So there was some younger pupils in the canteen that were feeling overwhelmed with lots of older pupils roaming about. So we introduced a rule that once they've got their food, in the social area it would be an S1 and 2 only area, and then the canteen, once everybody's got their food, canteen to be an S3 and 4 only area.
This afternoon, we as the senior school executive have came up with an idea that we think would benefit the school positively. We noticed that around the school, especially outside, there's a lack of outdoor places to sit, like benches, picnic tables. We're going to pitch our idea that to contact local companies and businesses if they would have any like wood or anything that they would like to donate for us to get maybe techie involved and make it into a house event to create benches for outside the school.
Ultimately, Mintlaw Academy is a very positive community for all those who live and work in it. There is a genuine sense of everyone working collectively, and the emphasis is without doubt always on the Mintlaw Academy young people themselves.